Wave your lighter in the air.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Rachel Amma. Now I'm feeling very seasonal, so this morning I went to the farmer's market and I picked up these wonderful fruits and vegetables. We've got squash, we've got pumpkin, and we've got apples. So for this week's episode, I wanted to share with you guys a really flavoursome, fragrant curry using the pumpkin and the squash, and then with the apples, I'm thinking a really delicious, spiced, upside down apple cake. All vegan, of course. Now I'm really excited to try these recipes and eat these recipes and share them with you guys. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're excited for this week's episode, and please do subscribe to my channel because I am here every Sunday with new recipes to share with you guys. So let's get into this. Recipes. To make this really delicious curry, we are using fresh spinach. We've got some coconut milk, we've got 2 onions, lots and lots of garlic and lemon to help bring out the flavor. We're also using red lentils, some plain basmati rice. You could use wild rice, brown rice, whatever your preference is. Then we've also got our butternut squash and we've got some pumpkin. Then I will get into the wonderful seasonings that we're gonna add to this curry to make it so tasty. Really simple curry, guys, really tasty, so let's get it. So I'm gonna finely slice my 2 onions and add them to a pot with heated oil. Then I'm just gonna saute these down, give them a good mix and get the flavors coming out. So I'm gonna let the onions cook and really soften up on a low heat for quite a while to really get them nice and brown and slightly caramelized. Meanwhile, I'm gonna start cutting out the pumpkins and the squash. So I'm just gonna peel and chop. And what's great about these is you can keep the seeds and roast these and eat them later if you want to. So I just want rough cubes. Now that the onions have browned up a lot, I'm gonna add in some garlic. Well, not some, lots and lots of garlic with my handy garlic crusher. I'm giving this a really good mix to get the flavors nice and loose. So to season, we have got gram masala. We're also gonna add in some cumin. We're also gonna add in some turmeric, some ground coriander, and some chili flakes. So turmeric, ground coriander, cumin, and chili flakes, and gram masala. And now you can kind of smell all the spices combining together, which is amazing. If you find that the spices are sticking to the pot, I like to add some water. This just helps loosen it up. As you can see, it's really loosened it up a good amount, and I'm adding some salt and some black pepper, giving it a good mix. I'm pouring in my red lentils, getting in my vegetables and some coconut milk. Now I'm pouring in some water with a vegetable stock. Now you want to give this a really good mix, bring it to a boil, and then reduce to simmer to cook for roughly 30 minutes until everything is nice and cooked. So while the curry is cooking, we're gonna prepare our rice. Now, normally I wouldn't go through a step-by-step, but I do know that sometimes some people struggle to get the right consistency of rice. So we're gonna go through the basics of cooking white rice, really easy way. First thing we're gonna do is wash the rice, give it a really good rinse, get off the excess starch, and get it ready for cooking. So I'm using my hands to really rinse the rice, and as you can see from the color, it needs a good few washes. So I normally do this 2 or 3 times, and then I'm adding almost double the amount of water to rice. Then I'm just gonna sprinkle on a pinch of salt, bring it to a boil, then put the lid on, reduce the heat, then let this cook for 10 minutes. Do not look inside until it looks like the rice has cooked, and then you get fluffy rice every time. Key is to keep the lid on, that is all. So I'm gonna roughly chop up my spinach, add it to my bowl, turn off the heat, mix it in just so that the spinach lightly wilts. Now it's time to serve. So I'm just gonna pour the curry with my rice, and I'm gonna garnish with some chives. And then here is the really flavoursome final autumn-inspired curry using seasonal ingredients. I just like to squeeze on a bit of lemon as that really helps bring out the flavour, and that is the finished meal. So I gave that full bowl of curry and rice to my mum, so she is in the other room munching down, but I wanted to save room for the apple spiced cake. So I've only pulled up a little portion. I'm gonna do a quick taste test. It's got that nice bit of heat that just hits the back of your throat, just subtly. Just that tiny little bit of heat that you need. It's nice and rich and creamy. It's full of flavor. You've got the different textures from the lentils to the squash to the pumpkin and the spinach. It's just a really nice, comforting curry. Lots of flavor, very creamy, very delicious. But now for that apple spice cake. Upside down spiced apple cake. Yes! Now we are using very similar ingredients to a regular cake, but instead of using eggs, we're going to use flax seeds to make a flax eggs. We're also going to be using baking soda and combining that with lemon juice so we get that kind of airiness inside the cake. And we're also using apple puree, not only because it's an apple cake and we want the apple spice and apple flavors, it's also going to help keep the cake nice and soft and moist. So let us get into this upside down spiced apple cake. Whew, I cannot wait. So first I'm going to combine my flax with my water to let this sit aside and turn into a thick gel-like consistency. Then I've got my sliced apples and I'm going to heat those in a pan with butter and sugar. Bring this to a boil and then you get that kind of sticky toffee consistency. Now you should probably do the butter and the sugar first instead of throwing the apples in too, but I was a little piece impatient. So for the cake, I'm mixing in sugar with apple puree and some extra virgin rapeseed oil as my butter replacement. And I'm going to whisk this together to make it nice and smooth and combined. Now for my dry ingredients, I've got plain flour, baking soda, as well as baking powder. Then for spices, I've got ginger, cinnamon, and allspice. And I'm gonna sieve this in just so that we get a nice, smooth consistency. Also going in with just a pinch of salt and then mixing to combine. Now I'm also gonna add small apple chunks. So we're just gonna peel an apple and I'm gonna slice this into roughly 1/2 inch pieces. And almost missed out my vanilla extract and my lemon juice, which is going to react with the baking soda. Give this a nice good mix. And now it's time to mix the wet with the dry ingredients to make my cake. So you just want to gently fold this in. You don't want to do anything too crazy, just gentle folds. Then I'm just going to add in my apples as well as my huge flax egg and mix this together. Using flax eggs is really just a great way to also get in some omegas into your food, which is what I love to do. Then in a prepared baking dish, I'm gonna add my apples and the sauce. You can decorate the apples if you feel fancy. I was feeling hungry, so I just placed them in, place the batter on top, and then you wanna put that in a preheated oven for about 40 minutes until a knife runs clear. Take it out the oven, lift it upside down, place it on a tray, add some more sugar and butter toffee sauce if you want to, and sprinkle a little bit of icing sugar on top just to finish. And here is the nice, beautiful upside down apple spice cake. Now I, for one, am very excited to try this spiced cake. You've got that toffee sweetness on the top, and the cake is nice and spiced and light and sweet and delicious. It's nice and soft. It's airy, it's light. Honestly, really good apple spice cake. I would love to devour this with some custard. That is me written all over. Put me in the front room with a movie, apple spice cake and custard. Goodbye, goodbye. Or if you're someone that likes the ice cream with a cake, have some ice cream with this. It's so, so tasty. With stuff like this, it's hard to stop eating, you know? I will leave the full recipe for this upside down spiced vegan apple cake on my website, so if you guys do want to make it, you can make it. And if you do let me know on Instagram. How do I not eat this whole cake? So good. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed these recipes. They are very warm and comforting. So I do hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please do give this video a thumbs up. Every thumbs up really helps. So if you did enjoy it, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I'm here every Sunday with new videos and recipes and creations to share with you guys. If you do make any of these recipes, let me know on Instagram, tag me in them so I can see them, because I love seeing you guys' creations. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will see you all here next week, next Sunday, with new videos, new recipes, and new content to share with you guys. Bye.
Listen. Don't you sway my